You are saying that the adoption of recreating some or remaking some type of ammo in a machine would take longer than creating time travel. Because that is literally what you just said.
I'm not taking it back.
Come on, man. Like,
the necessity is there. Think about the person who would be responsible or who would be the catalyst for creating time travel. Do you think they would be somebody who was, I don't know, a gun enthusiast? Or do you think it would be somebody who was more focused on other things that would create the incentive to focus on time travel?
I don't know, because it's a movie and it doesn't exist.
This podcast is rated PC for pew culture. Pew, 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 pew. Welcome to another awesome episode of the Pew Culture. Jake.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm looking up what movie we're doing right now.
You should know what fucking movie we're doing. We're doing it now.
To be fair, I wanted to do Rango and you told me no.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen it yet.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, I didn't say it wasn't mine.
I told you like,
I know,
what,
like,
a month ago?
It was like 30 days ago, yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit happens.
Yeah, so
we're doing Tomorrow War because I wanted to do Tomorrow War. So, yeah. Which, I gotta say, Jake, you actually did a really good job on the gun choices for this one. And I know some people kind of question, this. But the funny thing is, this was my favorite part of the movie.
So dumb.
What do you mean it was so dumb?
People are so upset that we're fighting giant-ass aliens with 5.56 rounds and we can time travel. Like,
I mean, look.
Really? That's what we're hung up on? The fact that we couldn't have we figured out how to time travel, but we didn't design ammunition for 5.56 rifles that can kill aliens?
Which is also funny because the aliens weren't exactly shooting laser beams. They were shooting spikes.
Yeah, they're white spikes.
Spikes, literally. Shooting spikes, which is probably more primitive than the damn bullets.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, I technically, which makes sense because they got here years and years and years and years ago, just thawing, well, they crash landed, but, they thawed out, and so they're using the primitive weapons that they had.
The only thing people were happy about was J.K. Simmons using the .338 Lapua.
I'm not gonna lie, so when that made its appearance, I was like, yeah. Like, I was a fan of that.
This gun is sick.
Yeah. But I still do like the setup. I think it fit. I think it visually fit, and I know you got a lot of crap for it because of the technical caliber, but I think visually it fit the movie perfectly.
To be fair, we didn't have enough time to design a brand new caliber to kill white spikes. So just understand that we can time travel, which means that there's probably a really good chance that the ammo that we use in these was also way better than what we have nowadays.
True, but then you could also make the argument that would we really need to advance in the type of ammo we were using when we haven't had to deal with anything other than other humans, which this type of ammo was pretty effective at killing.
We also have never had to time travel before, though, so we advanced pretty quick on that.
I mean, yeah, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more money geared towards time travel and the possibilities of time travel than there are towards the evolution of bullets.
Have you ever met Nosler?
I mean, they're a sponsor of mine, so yeah, I have actually.
I think that they would disagree greatly with you. I think that if any ammo company anywhere was like, oh, damn.
I mean,
we need to stop everything that we're doing and figure out how to kill some white spikes. Every ammo company on planet Earth would be like,
yeah, but we kind of got caught off guard.
We did.
With terms of the white spikes. So technically speaking, Nosler was probably still in the background trying to get things in works. But then you got to change the whole system, the whole platform. You got to, the adoption would take so much longer that it technically makes more sense to go this route.
Peter, you're going to have to play this one back. You are saying that the adoption of recreating remaking some type of ammo in a machine would take longer than creating time travel.
But then you got to change the whole system, the whole platform. You got to, the adoption would take so much longer that it technically makes more sense to go this route.
Because that is literally what you just said.
I'm not taking it back.
Come on, man. Like,
the necessity is there.
You are the exact problem.
The necessity is there.
The same problem.
So hold on, let's think about it like this. Think about the person who would be responsible or who would be the catalyst for creating time travel. Do you think they would be somebody who was, I don't know, a gun enthusiast? Or do you think it would be somebody who was more focused on other things that would create the incentive to focus on time travel?
I don't know because it's a movie and it doesn't exist.
But that's the point that I'm getting at. So I could see a reality where time travel advances a lot faster than the evolution of firearms in this country, because the person who would be responsible who would be the resulting factor of creating time travel is probably not a gun enthusiast. They'll be focused on creating time travel the same way we have the advancements in AI now.
Why don't we have time travel now?
Why do we have self-driving cars? And we still shoot.
We really don't.
We technically do. They're just fucking dangerous.
So we really don't.
But I mean, we have the fucking Cybertruck.
Oh my God. The one that bricks up if you take it through a car wash?
Hey, but again, who's responsible for the Cybertruck?
Elon.
Okay, is Elon a gun guy?
Maybe.
I mean, that's good. Touche.
To be fair.
Touche.
He likes rockets.
Fair enough. But at the same time, his focus is not going to be the advancements in firearms. He has no incentive to do that.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. In the movie, they're like, oh crap, we need to make time travel happen really fast or otherwise we're all going to die, right?
I know where you're going with this, because I already I'm an attorney, so I've already plotted this argument in my head. What you're going to say is, well, it would probably make more sense to advance the tools that we're using to try to kill the white spikes before we started to do this whole time travel shit.
You sound super smart right now.
Yeah, except
oh, here we go. Now,
except no one knows the true catalyst for the time travel. I guarantee you, probably the white spikes showing up, right, created an even more incentive to focus on the time traveling aspect, because what's more important? Damn it, I just fucked myself, and I'm going to go through with it anyway.
Yeah, you did.
But what's more important? Having enough bodies to deal with the white spikes or this so-called advancement, because think about it, right? You can only kill white spikes through the belly and the neck.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can only kill them, and fire kind of does it and kind of doesn't, kind of does and kind of doesn't, because we could just use flamethrowers.
Kind of.
Right? So at that point, what is the incentive to create another projectile that's designed to target, or technically speaking, God damn it, I just fucked myself.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck. Because all you would need to do is provide a more armor-penetrating bullet and everything would be fine.
Or,
God, I hate when I do
we
that
could
to
go
myself.
back to my favorite movie of all time, well, top 3, the movie Pacific Rim, and we could just literally make some Pacific Rim robots.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have solved everything.
That literally would have
Idris Elba would have showed up and been like, what's up, I'm sexy. And then everyone would have died. Like, boom, movie over.
That is true. Now, I will say, I did find, even though I liked them doing it in this movie, with the 1911s, when they would go to 1911, it was fucking stupid, but I totally liked it. Like, it was fun to me. I think old boy with the shotgun was a little ridiculous too, but I think it was needed.
So Edwin is great buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Edwin. He's been up here, trained with us. So that's one of the really cool things about this film is Gary Tours is the prop master, the main armor of Tomorrow Wars. Gary, you've heard me mention him before. He is like literally one of the most iconic prop masters currently still working right now. Like, think all the way back to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm literally saving the Mr. and Mrs. Smith episode to have Gary on, even though I know he hates being on camera. He gets all nervous and stuff. But like, his stories direct from his mouth from Mr. and Mrs. Smith is so funny and awesome. So we're saving that one. But Gary is like, if you think prop master, like, he's one of the top maybe 2 or 3 out there. And Gary is like, takes firearms training and look and move and feel and everything just to the max. Like, so these actors, Edwin, Sam, Chris, these guys were put actually through a really, really rigorous firearms training to be able to move, shoot, do everything that they did in the film.
Because he looked very natural with the shotgun, I'll give him that.
Edwin took it the most serious.
Gotcha.
Now, Edwin also is on like shows like FBI.
Okay.
He's on, so
there's a lot of, it's kill 2 birds with 1 stone almost.
Exactly. Yeah. But Edwin, he went hardcore. We actually had him up. He trained with Carl Erickson from Tactical Rifleman.
Okay.
We had Carl come up and train with him. A lot of like special forces, move and shoot, like things like that. But that shotgun was like just cool. Yeah. Like there was no other way around it other than now. One of the cool thing with shotguns is in real life, Not even future where we're making new projectiles. At least there are explosive slugs.
True.
So that's pretty badass.
True.
And that, you can think about it that way. Like, why would you do this shotgun thing? But like explosive slugs actually exist, and that'd be pretty badass.
But you know what it also points out too? He was literally doing nothing the entire time.
Yeah, no, he didn't do anything.
Like any scene where there was a bunch of white spikes and there was a lot of shooting going on from any decent distance, he's literally doing nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I found that kind of funny. But
Really no way around that.
but his shotgun was the equivalent of red or yellow calipers on a car. It was perfect. It was the perfect accent to the rest of all the monotony that is the kind of standard issue gun that this was.
He had, and then it even went a little bit further too with that, where it was like that accent, but then he had the shell caddy holder and the quick reload setup that you would see in 3-gun and stuff like that. And that was all of that stuff was just super cool. Like
it was.
You look at Edwin's character and you're like, that dude's the most badass out of all of them in terms of what he actually is in the movie. And he was meant, like, his character in the script was written that way. He was supposed to be the dude. He got deployed the most. He went in the most. He volunteered for everything. He wanted to be that guy. And it came across, he just did a really good job acting. And then, of course, you have Sam, another, like, good buddy. We love Sam. If you've never seen the show Detroiters, he's from Detroit. He's funny as shit.
Killed it.
He did.
I mean, the comedic relief he provided in that movie was phenomenal, because it wasn't too much. Mm-hmm. And right when you thought it was about to get annoying, he'd stop.
Well, and you have to find. There's very few people who are that perfect, right? Mm-hmm. Like you think of like Sacha Baron Cohen and stuff. Like he just is too far, too much, too all the time. Like Sam is that type of comedy talent. That's more along the lines of like a Steve Carell, right? Like gets right up to the line of what is going to end up being too much and knows exactly when to cut it off.
Yeah, I think he was a little hard on himself though.
He was.
Because the first part he was talking about how he hid, but I'm like, I guess we would call it the first scene when they dropped into the pool and he was shooting. He was shooting. Yeah. So it wasn't like you did nothing.
Yeah, I mean, how many people would literally do nothing? Like almost everybody. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
For real.
Drop me in the middle of fucking Miami, fucking aliens shooting white spikes at me. Damn,
you'd be dead instantly.
Why? What the fuck? All right. So let's talk about that. So why do you think I would be dead?
You're a black fairy. We have already covered this in the Bright episode.
Okay. Well, for the people who haven't seen the Bright episode.
No, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the Bright episode yet.
Don't. Like,
come on.
Watch the Bright episode, but skip the part where he starts talking about fairies and shit. But why? I think in
first of all,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you exactly who I would be in that situation.
Do not distract me too much because what I have in my head is so funny.
No, I'm gonna distract you because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because I know you.
You remember that one scene where we talked about you not being able to swim, and you get dropped in a pool in Miami? You'd be
but
dead
I can
so
swim.
Fast. No, you can't.
But I can swim.
You can't.
I can swim though. All of them got dropped.
Can you guys roll the scene of Colion that we found swimming?
There is no scene of me swimming.
Oh yeah.
There's no mama letting me
because
see
you
that.
Can't.
No. It's not even a racist joke anymore because everybody in the movie was black, got dropped in the pool and they can swim. So really, it's just a joke about me.
Yeah, I never
just fucked up.
I never said it was all black people. I just said it was you.
I can swim, damn it. But I'm telling you, I'd be a combination of, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Faison Love.
No, shut the fuck up. I'd be a combination of Hodge and the two black people. I'd be a combination of those.
The chubby version.
Yeah. What? No, I'm not chubby. But no, because there was a scene where he was like, I think he was saying, was he saying like, oh shit, fuck. Like that would be me.
Yeah.
And I'd be shooting, I'd be like, oh shit. That would definitely be me.
Yeah, your anxiety would come through hardcore.
Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely. But the thing about it is, in a weird way, no, I take that back a little bit. Because sometimes when you put me in a situation, and I know through experience, in certain situations where, just hold on, man. Hold on. I'm going to get to this point. No, but, so I have two responses. If it's kind of like sort of scary situation, I'm like very animated. But when it's like dire, like I've been in situations where like gunshots are going off and shit like that. Or just don't ask me why I'm in those environments. But I've been in those situations, and what tends to happen is I tend to get real quiet and overly focused.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I don't want to die, and I don't want anybody who's with me to die. So I kind of just zone. But there's a line, right? So if it's like, I'm trying to think of an example.
I just keep picturing him getting dropped in a pool with a machine gun and being like, oh shit. He's just firing rounds everywhere, killing all his buddies.
That would not happen. It would not happen at all. I'm telling you, here's what would happen. It would be, like I said, it'd be a combination of that kind of like quiet brood. So initially, I'd be, oh shit.
He's literally trying to tell me that he's Bruce Wayne again. Like, we're back to this. I'm a quiet, brooding black man who would never would be able to swim.
I don't see what the problem is. What's the problem?
And they're also white spikes. So
this is racist again.
how you are with wasps, how do you think you'll be with those guys?
Hence why you would want me in that situation.
You're good with wasps?
Because I can't shoot them. No, I'm not good with them because I can't shoot them. But I can shoot white spikes.
If you were really good.
Yeah, but then Peter's there, and then I got to deal with like the HR issue of me accidentally shooting Peter because of a wasp and shit. I don't have time for that. And then he's like, yeah, no. And then I got to deal with his wife. No, not at all. I'm scared of his wife. So from that perspective, I'm telling you, in that situation, it would start off with me being, oh shit, but I'd be killing white spikes. And then initially, I just get tired of it, and then I'll just get angry. And then I'll just get quiet, and then I'll be more like Hodge. And then I'm just like, all right, let's get over it, because I'm getting tired of these motherfuckers. Because the excitement kind of wears off. And then it's like, all right, this is annoying. I want to go home and sit on my couch.
To be fair, there probably isn't a couch anymore if the white spikes are here.
No, I'm talking about back in the future.
Okay, so we're going
back in the past.
We're playing Back to the Future now?
No, but so technically, no.
Different movie.
No, Back to the Present. Sorry.
What?
Because you go back after 7 days.
Yes.
So I'll go back to the present. We're in the future, and I'm going back to the present.
You would definitely not make it 7 days. So.
Why would you think that?
There's lots of water there, okay, in the future.
No. See, here's the thing. When they were in Miami, there was a lot of water, but the whole movie wasn't in Miami. But damn, the whole thing that sent them back and forth was literally in the middle of the ocean. Fuck you, Jake.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I don't want to hammer on you too much.
Look,
okay.
And here's what
listen.
Hold on. I will say this. Also, I will say this. I'll give you this. I'm giving you your jewels. I can't float. So in the ocean, yes, I am fucked.
So me and Peter went out and got you something for your early birthday present. Peter, there's the H2O swimming school right up the road.
Peter, don't forget.
We got him that gift card, right? We got him a little gift card to that H2O swimming school up the road. They're going to teach you how to float. We're going to film it.
You know what's funny? I'm being dead serious. No bullshit. I have literally have it marked in my reminders to take floating lessons.
Here it is.
For swimming. Okay.
It's perfect. We got...
Do they teach adults?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I don't know how I can't float. I'm telling you, I can't float.
It's okay. We got you.
But a little birdie told me.
Advanced classes.
A little birdie told me that if in the ocean it's different because of the salt content. So I'd be more inclined to float in the ocean than I would in like a pool in a hotel where I tried to float for an hour and 30 minutes and couldn't do it until I realized that there were people watching me from their windows because I didn't factor that in.
This is why Natalie is not going to call.
That's what they always say.
No, it's 100% true. Women do not like men who can't float.
They always say. And then the phone rings.
How many times has Natalie called you?
Like I said, that's what they always say.
Exactly.
If you asked me before they had called me, then yeah, you could say that. But then when they call, then what are you going to say?
At least for the next like 5 to 10 years before you figure out how to float, I don't have to worry about it. But she's not calling.
What does the floating have to do with?
Just trust me.
She's not calling because she just doesn't know yet.
Which one of us is married?
Huh?
Which one of us can float?
Which one of us is not married on purpose?
That's what you say now. Till Natalie's like, where's the ring?
Oh, no, it never gets that serious. I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Anyways, back to this movie, which is a movie about guns and aliens.
Yes. I stand by what I said. I think you did a damn good job.
Thank you.
With the design of the guns and the placement for the
I like the guns myself.
Now,
and honestly, when we were putting this stuff together, I felt like everyone was going to think it was awesome. I was pretty disappointed that people were hammering on the caliber thing.
Okay,
but that aside,
who was hammering on it though? You got to keep that in perspective.
Gun guys.
Okay, so the two different audiences, right? Sometimes there is crossover and there's overlap,
Correct.
right? And even some gun guys can suspend disbelief enough to say, you know what? I think it's actually pretty cool. I think it fit. I think it fit the world.
And this was also really the first real time that we ever got to use the Hera stuff. And buddies with Hera for a long time. Leviathan Defense is actually one of the only companies that like carries and stocks and does stuff with Hera because we use it so much in movies. Like if you go see any of the new Fast and the Furious movies, we got a new movie coming out with Idris Elba and John Cena called Heads of State. Like all of the films that we're using, like movies just love the way this stuff looks now. And so it's little bits of different setups. We also have the new Gen 2 Hera stuff that just came out, which is looks even a little different.
Like I want to build literally like this.
I mean, you know a guy, and
no, I wasn't being like, I wasn't saying it from the perspective of, oh my gosh, I can't get it. I wish I could get it. I'm saying like, if I wasn't a guy who knew a guy,
right,
I would watch the movie and say, I want that set. I know it's not super practical, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but I think aesthetically,
you already covered the Ragnarok build. What would you say that was your end of the day range gun?
Oh, my little hot spitter?
Yeah, the little hot spitter.
It's a little hot spitter, yeah. I mean, it's what is it, like a 3-inch 5.56 barrel? It was more like 5-inch or 7-inch.
Oh no, it's 4.25,
yeah.
4.25 inch 5.56 barrel.
Beautifully,
it literally just like
beautifully obnoxious.
Lobs these like little tumbling
pretty much
projectiles out of it.
The keyhole is really what I should call it.
But it's cool. It's fun. Like this is a prop, but you can get the prop for real in a real way, and obviously, there's going to be a tomorrow.
I still think
there's going to be another Tomorrow War. So
is there? I didn't know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Huh, good, because the movie was good. I thought the movie was really, really good.
I really liked it.
Like I said off camera, the pacing to me was perfect for a movie like this that's designed to be entertaining, but still, in a way, expect you to take it serious to a degree. I think the pacing was good.
It was. The pacing was really good, and that was one of my favorite things is it was a serious action film about sci-fi stuff that didn't take itself so serious that you were like, it reminded me of Shaun of the Dead. Like in terms of that type of vibe where you're like, people are literally getting killed, but you can still have fun during it. I love that.
And it didn't strike me as sci-fi. I feel like the only thing sci-fi about it was them going back to the future. That was it.
Every time you say it, all I can think about is the DeLorean.
It's kind of set itself apart in that regard.
That is true.
Like nobody's going to fault you for that.
No.
Now, when this bad boy made its appearance,
this was the only gun in there that people were like, no, that makes sense. Like, first of all,
I don't think it did. I think it made sense for that particular scene because he was Overwatch. But other than that, I don't.
Like,
what was fallback?
How come you're not running around with this 50-pound 338?
That's exactly what I was. Literally.
Yeah, no, there's no way. This thing is super heavy. But so interesting story about this gun. I've been trying to get the rights to remake this gun for a while. So old company. F&D Defense, no longer in business. These guys designed this thing. Freaking magazine-fed 338 Lapua AR-15.
It's crazy.
This, I guess it would be like an AR-338. I don't even know what you end up calling this, but magazine-fed. The mags are all completely custom-made. Had to have these things, actually had to create a mold just for these mags to be able to produce this. Side charging. How badass is that?
That setup is just fucking beautiful.
Complete adjustable. You've got a complete adjustable gas system, which is really cool. But my favorite thing is this specific one right here is the only one that we figured out how to make full auto.
What?
I was like, hey, this is basically an AR, right? And Nate's like, yeah. I was like, and it's got a safety selector just like a regular AR. He's like, yeah. I was like, so we can make it full auto, right? And he's like, oh, yeah. So I was like, okay, well, let's make it full auto. So yeah, this one right here is the only one that we were able to actually turn into a full auto. It's so dumb because it fires like all 10 .338 rounds in like 2 seconds. But that's the type of shit like J.K. Simmons, who's like 60 years old, got completely jacked for this film, by the way. Like,
he was probably my fourth favorite character in this movie.
What were your top 3 favorite characters?
You really want to get into this?
I mean, you brought it up, so now we have to.
I'm not going to count. What's his
CP?
face? Yeah, I'm not going to count Chris Pratt because he was. I think he was perfect for this movie. We have. I'm terrible with names, so I'm just going to give them descriptors. Right. You're a funny guy.
Sam Richardson.
Mm-hmm. My doppelganger.
The girl?
No, my fuck you.
Edwin.
Yeah. I thought she played the role. I know you're thinking I like her for different reasons, and that may play a part in it. But I think she did a very good job of not crossing that line of becoming your typical kind of Mary Sue character, his daughter, the older version, like the adult version of his daughter.
What's
in the place that she was in?
Hold on, back up 1 sec. What's a Mary Sue
Mary
character?
Sue, you know how like, think Star Wars, the recent Star Wars where like, it's just this overly capable woman to the point of annoyance. It's like, she doesn't do any training. She just kind of falls out of the womb and she's just super strong, super powerful, and can do everything without any.
Is you don't like overly capable women?
As I'm describing the fact that the woman in this movie is one of my favorite characters because she didn't overplay the Mary Sue. I don't think that's how that works.
Just trying to trap you in your own little game over there, buddy.
No, I really liked her role because she did a good job of and what I mean by not overplaying the Mary Sue, like even when she was trying not to be vulnerable, you can see the humanity trying to slip in, considering the circumstance she was dealing with.
Right.
You know, and I think she did a good job of playing that line, but then at the same time being a complete badass in a way that was believable.
Yep.
And so that's why she was kind of one of my favorite characters. She didn't take herself too seriously, but she was very serious.
Yeah, Yvonne did a lot of training for this. She did she did a really good job, and I think she played the exact role that she needed to play.
Yeah, I agree.
She took it serious, but was able to you got to think about it, like, right? Chris's character was traveling through time, missed all of that stuff in her life. You have no idea what she really went through. So she did a good job of like capturing that type of come up.
Yeah.
And providing the role. I also think that she, also did provide a damsel in distress plenty of times too for Chris Pratt's character, which needed to happen.
Which is true. Which is very true. Which is odd because she was so very capable.
She was.
And so the funny thing is the only person who could have played the role of saving her was Chris Pratt.
Because he
was the father.
He was the father.
Literally, yeah.
So that worked out perfect. And then, of course, you have J.K. Simmons who comes in and saves everybody because that's what you do when you're 60 and you were a recon sniper or whatever he was. I don't remember. But, I mean, it was cool.
You serious?
What?
No, it's just that meme always pops in my head.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The other really cool thing was the vehicles in this, from my perspective. Like, where I think we have some. I'll give you guys some on-set photos because I was hanging out and when they were filming a lot of these scenes, I was actually in the vehicles, like just hanging out, being out of the way, like watching through the windows and stuff. Like while they're filming, it was really cool. But the vehicle design was both future. Like they took old vehicles. Hummers, kind of stuff like that, but they made the body kits and all of the things that they made on the fly. Action Vehicles did such a cool job with this, making it feel just enough futuristic that they had made some changes. And this is why my argument about the caliber keeps coming back, the firearms caliber. You're telling me that we couldn't figure out the caliber, but we redesigned the Hummer in that time frame?
But we've been redesigning vehicles that way because
Yes.
there were more people.
But they were
we're
obviously
gonna go down this road again.
redesigned for the freaking fighting aliens.
There were more people. There were more people who drive vehicles than there are that shoot guns.
Not more people who drive up armored Hummers.
But you got to think about the technological advancements that will come by way of just the automotive industry as a whole. Because think about it, there's so much money, there's so many people driving them. We have so much case study in certain aspects of automotive.
The Hummer did the same thing. It drove around. It took diesel gas.
Yeah.
It was the same exact thing. The only thing that they changed was
body
the fact that it was up armor.
Armored. Yeah, but we up armored vehicles now.
We do, but they did it specifically to fight off aliens.
Yeah. I don't see
You would do the same thing with the caliber of a firearm.
I don't see where you're going with this.
Dear God. Peter, do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Dear God.
I get where you're coming from, right?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
But there is something to be said, right?
Yes.
About the fact that, like, we don't know what type of armor they were dealing with, right? Because you could make the argument that there was some confusion in that you would shoot these things and they would die, and then other times you'd shoot them and the bullets would do nothing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until they understood where their weaknesses were, was their neck and their stomach.
Yep.
Right? So if you understood, so that could cause a level of complacency that says, okay, well, at least we have the bullets that can kill them. We just have to make sure we focus on their neck and their stomach. Whereas when you're talking about from a defensive standpoint, when you talk about the vehicles being driven,
Yep.
you have to find a way to make sure those white spikes don't go through those vehicles. You have no choice. Because
Yeah, except for then they just flip them over and everyone dies anyway.
Which is true. Which I was like, that was pointless. Like, but, and real quick before we end this, they did a phenomenal job with the white spikes.
Yeah,
Like
they were great.
They were actually very scary.
Yeah, they were looked really, really good. So here's some interesting tidbits to throw in here about some of this stuff. So first of all, this film was supposed to be an actual blockbuster release.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, it had everything in it.
It had everything in it. It had a great cast. It had Chris Pratt, who was, still is, top of the game in terms of what he's doing. But this was actually a Paramount production. They got all the way up to doing it, and then COVID happened. And so Amazon bought it for $200 million. So
I remember
ended up going direct release. This movie was also originally called Ghost Draft, not the Tomorrow War. Ghost Draft, apparently there's like a computer gaming company or something like that was named that. And they were getting into a lawsuit over it. The whole idea of Ghost Draft was obviously you were drafting people from the past into the future.
Tomorrow War is better.
Tomorrow Wars makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I liked the premise when I read the original script of what Ghost Draft was. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, you're literally drafting people who were already dead to come in and fight for you later.
It doesn't work because you have to explain it to understand it. Tomorrow World just does it on its nose.
That is fair. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying.
No, you're not saying I'm wrong because you're not saying that I'm right either.
The more educated of us like the Ghost Draft.
I like the concept of Ghost Draft. I do. But it's too much explaining.
It was a lot of explaining.
Yeah.
But only to uneducated slobs.
What? No.
They all laughed.
I mean,
High five.
Tomorrow War is better. Tomorrow War just works.
Yeah.
And it's simple. Tomorrow War.
Tomorrow War. Well, war tomorrow.
The funny thing is, it's actually not that easy to say.
No, it's not.
It's actually not.
So then the other cool stuff is this is part 1 of the Tomorrow War.
I'm looking
There's
forward
going to be a part 2. Like I said, Edwin, Sam, definitely going to have them come on the show, give us their experience.
So his daughter survives.
I mean, I'm not telling you anything.
I mean, but technically she would have to because they did what they did and stuff like that. Because I definitely would like to see the evolution of her character and their dynamic together.
I bet you would.
I'm being so genuine right now. That's the funny thing. I'm being totally genuine. I would like to see that evolution because it was kind of cool seeing, especially I like those type of things in movies, like where he shows up. I guess they're forwarding base when he comes back after when they get dropped into the pool, and then they bring all the shit he was supposed to get from the lab or whatever. And she knows, and then he's like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" Like, "Oh shit!" You're like, I like that whole dynamic. I really did, especially from a power standpoint because she technically ranks higher than him, but like I'm your dad.
Yeah.
And then I just
That
saw
was
you
super
and you're like
awkward.
6 years old. Like,
Yeah.
so I love that dynamic. To me, it was very entertaining. And I definitely would like to see the evolution of the dynamic between Hodge
Yep.
and oh boy.
Well, Hodge is dead.
Huh?
Hodge is dead.
Oh fuck, I forgot. Damn, you're right.
So
Maybe not.
no, he's dead.
Maybe not.
Yeah, he's super dead.
Maybe not though. Maybe there was hear me out.
Ghost draft.
Him, I mean, they
like Tomorrow War better. Makes more sense.
Think about it. Yeah. So they go back. So what they do this time is they go back and they know exactly where it is. They recreate the thing that sends them back and forth in time. They go back and then they revert back to that point in time where he's like, "I'm gonna die my way," all dramatic and shit. And then instead of doing all that, they just go in there and just go straight to the point and then kill the mother. And we don't have to do all that shit, and he lives.
Can you guys take that clip where Colion just yelled, "I'm gonna die my way," and then we'll Photoshop him falling in a pool? Perfect. Thank you.
And that is another episode of
There it
Pew
is.
Culture.
Oh, it's so classic.
I'm
You
gonna-
need wingies on.
I'm at this point. I'm at a point now where I'm just going to go and I'm going to film a video of me swimming so that this nonsense can stop because this is just getting ridiculous. This is just getting ridiculous.
On the next episode of Pew Culture, we'll have Edwin Hodge on because Colion will have drowned.
I will say this one thing though, before we end this: the fact that Chris Pratt literally missed the edge of that pool by a fraction of an inch. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I was like, well, that could have.
I mean, well, look at how many people just straight up
up-
died.
yeah, that's
It's just like
That's
we're
so
gonna
funny.
drop you in. Okay, well, I
Watch
missed.
this. Like, it's right. That's crazy.
Just missed the skyscraper.
Yeah.
Guess I'm dead.
Yeah,
like that's
true.
cool.
That is true.
So that's man. If they would have spent some more time working on the time travel device than making all those cool frickin' calibers for their guns, not so many people would have died. But the calibers were way more important for killing the aliens.
You know what it reminded me of? There were elements of this that reminded me of Battle LA.
Man, Battle for LA was such. I can't wait to cover that.
I fucking love that movie.
Oh my god,
I love that movie so much.
You want to know something else awesome about Battle for LA? Not to go too deep into this because we'll cover that in a different thing. One, that movie is freaking amazing. Two, Gary Tours.
Really?
Gary freaking Tours did all of Battle for LA. That's why it's so good.
It's so good.
The
And
actor-
it's so underrated.
The actors ain't got
It's-
nothing on Gary.
It's so underrated.
It is
such an underrated
so
movie.
freaking good. Like it's up there in terms of like crazy amazing like alien movies. It's up there with like District 9 and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
And it's
so good.
kind of the most realistic scenario.
It is.
It's the most realistic space invading scenario that I've ever seen depicted in a movie. Like I think that's exactly how it would happen.
Well, and now up there too is going to be, Quiet Place is up there for me now that they have done Quiet Place
Yeah.
day one,
Okay.
and they have explained
Yeah.
where they are now considered aliens. They're not some weird monster that just randomly showed up. Like now that they've explained where they came from, A Quiet Place is up there for me. Cloverfield could be up there depending on where
Yeah.
Cloverfield came
Yeah,
from.
that's true.
I don't know if it's like a
But at least-
Godzilla-ish monster.
But at least in Battle for LA, they at least for the most part kind of give you an indication of where the fuck they came from.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Like,
So it's like
they
they
do,
know.
and that movie is just
It's-
so good.
Yeah.
Like man,
I freaking love that movie. But yeah, another episode of Pew Culture in the hole.
that was it in the hole? That's how we.
What's the problem?
What?
In the hole.
Really?
It's
No one's gonna call him on this?
Call me
Okay.
on. Call me on
Thank
what?
you. All right, I'm out.
Call me on what?
Don't worry, you'll get it in the hole.
Pew Culture. Jesus.